Hi, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet, and today is Thursday evening, so you'll probably see this Friday morning by the time it goes through all the checks of YouTube and all of that. I am filming in Roy's room. This is a nice room to film in because I get a good light at this time of day. I can use my ring light. My Coke bottle display is over here. I'm sorry that you all can't really see it in the video, but it's way over there. So that's not going to be helpful. But Roy isn't recovering in here anymore, and so this is the room I really like to film in. I have a little more space than in my yarn room. So welcome to the recording room. Maybe that's what we'll call it. I don't know. And I kind of would like to put more yarn in here so I could have a yarn backdrop, but really this is the man cave. So I really can't steal Roy's room. I get the yarn room and this is his room. So I should feel privileged that he's letting us in and to film in here. But it does have a pretty good light right now, so I'm not mad at it. And I wanted to show you a few things that I've been working on the last couple of days. They're new things. So Chloe, if you've been around a while, thanks for coming back. If you're new, hey, thanks for being here, and I hope you come back. Hit the like, subscribe, and all those things. Ring the bell, you know, do all that stuff if you want to. I appreciate it. But Chloe's my granddaughter, so if you've been around a while, you've heard of her, you've seen her. She's done videos with me. She's my oldest granddaughter. And her boyfriend's grandparents are going to be in from Maryland. I don't know why they're coming in, but we're having dinner with them. Chloe and her boyfriend, and it was Matt's idea to invite the grandparents for dinner. His grandparents and her grandparents. They are they're I guess 15 or 20 years older than Roy and I. But that doesn't bother us at all. And they're doctors, retired doctors. So I'm a little bit nervous because we're just like blue collar workers. I mean, I deal cards at a casino, so she was like some specialist child, pediatric, or a heart doctor, cardiologist or something like that, or brain surgeon. I'm like, oh my goodness. But Chloe assures me that we'll be fine. So anyway, I thought, you know, it would be really nice if I made her a gift. Bribery maybe, I don't know, but that's okay, right? So I thought, well, maybe they live in Maryland. It gets cold in Maryland. So I thought, well, maybe like a hat and scarf. And as I was looking for a pattern, I couldn't find anything that I liked. And I know I wanted it to be chunky, because it would be quick to make. But I like the look of that, and it's modern, you know, has a more modern twist on an old style kind of stuff. So I kind of wanted a big chunky thing. And I didn't really know what colors to go with. I've never met her. So I went with a real neutral, and I decided to make a cowl. Instead of a hat and scarf, I decided I would do a cowl. And I started looking through cowl patterns, and anyway, I ended up designing my own. And this is what I came up with. This is what it looks like. There is a pattern to the stitch. Oh, that's the seam I think you're seeing. Let's see this side. Yeah, that's the seam. There is a pattern in the stitch. I don't know how much you can tell, but we have some X's in here. The pattern, I know it's a chunky yarn and you don't get to see the pattern so well, but as you can see, there's some holes because there's X's in between here. See, there's an X. You can't hardly tell because of the yarn, its thickness and its halo, but it does give it a little more texture. Even if you can't tell what the stitches are, you can see a little more texture in it than just doing like double crochets or half double crochets. You can see a little bit of the holes, particularly, let's see if I hold it this way, you can see where the holes are. That's where the X's are. And what did I use? I used Appalachia, Premier Appalachia. It is an alpaca yarn. This is color. Oh, that was the really cool thing. So let me tell you about the yarn. It's 140 yards. This is the color. 140 yards, 128 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. 90% acrylic and 10% alpaca. It's a 5 bulky. I used 1 plus this much of this skein. So 1 full. So maybe half, not quite half. It's 140 yards, so maybe I used 50 yards of this, 60, I don't know. But a full one of this, so maybe around 200 yards of a 5 bulky. And the color of this, now remember they're from Maryland, and the color of this is called Cleveland. So I thought, while they're visiting Cleveland, how appropriate. And let me show you. So I might stand up. I wanted it to be long, and so you know you can. I'm just gonna see if I can get that chair out of the way, so I can back up a little further. So you know you can wear it just you know, long like this, and have it look like that, or you know, Maryland is cold, so I thought, well, maybe she would want to wear it, you know, doubled. And I thought, well, gosh, you know, if I make it in the right manner, maybe she could wear it even like this. Pull this down as a little cowl, and she could wear it like, now I'll sit down and show you. So she could wear it like this. So keep her ears and head a little bit warm, keep her neck warm when she's out in the chill, because it gets cold in Maryland, like in the Baltimore area. I know they're Baltimore Ravens fans, so we're still gonna like them even though they are Baltimore Ravens fans and we're Browns fans. It's, you know, it's a thing, but we're not gonna let it, it's family, so we're good. So anyway, this is, you know, she can wear it like that, and then when she gets in, you can just pull it down, loosen it up a little, because it's warm, and, you know, fluff it out and do the whole cowl neck thing, with just some twisting and playing with it, like so. And then it doesn't have to be up around your neck. You can make it longer and shorter, and, you know, like that. And there you go. Oh, now my hair, and I got fibers. The thing about the alpaca is that it has fibers, and I have fibers everywhere. I feel like I have fibers down my shirt, fibers everywhere. So then this is what it looks like, and it can stay warm. You know, you can stay warm. It's very warm around my neck right now, I'll tell you that. And so I really like it, and I'm calling it the Grandma P cowl, because her last name starts with a P. So it's the Grandma P cowl, and don't go with, you know, anything bad thoughts about that. And so I really liked it, and I thought, man, maybe it would be nice, and I'm gonna, you know, put it in a little box with some tissue paper, and I think it'll be a cute little glad to meet you gift. And so I thought, well, maybe I would like to make fingerless gloves. Well, this yarn is just a tad hard to frog, because it's got that halo. You know, it doesn't frog well. And I've made, I think, 1 or 2 pairs of fingerless gloves ever. So I went looking for some patterns, but I wanted to do a similar stitch. You know, I wanted it to do the pattern that I have in this. And what I did is half double crochet. It's a half double, no, well, yeah, it is. It's a half double crochet, then you do the X, then you do the half double, and you just repeat that. But then you end on a half double since you started with a half double. And I did 13 rows and multiple of 4, and I did about 80 stitches. So then I went working on some fingerless gloves. I thought, well, let's try some fingerless gloves. But I don't want to do it because I know I'm gonna have to frog and start over and like play with it. Because I just knew I would have to do that. So I didn't want to do it in this yarn because frogging isn't fun. So I decided to use the Northland Spiral, and I did the color, I think it's called Gray's Malty. It is this yarn right here. I just got this. It's the Northland Spiral, and I just got it at the Hirschner's dollar sale. I bought like 5 of them, or 6 or 9, I don't remember. And it's a 5 weight, so it's the same weight. Now the alpaca is a roving yarn. It gets as thin only as maybe this. It doesn't get much thinner than that, but it gets as thick as maybe that. So the thick and thin of it, wait, oops, that's 2. Oops. See, this yarn, not so much roving. I liked working with it a lot. It frogs easy, it's soft, it's squishy, it's very squishy. It's very scarfable, but it's not like silky soft. It's not as soft as I love this yarn, but it's real squishy. The only problem I have with this is that throughout it, as I was crocheting with it, you come up with parts of it that aren't spun very well, which in my project worked fine because it just added texture, and so I was okay with that. I didn't like cut the bad spots out. But here's another one. One skein I went through, I had no bad spots. Another one, this skein, I had a few. This skein had more than this. I used 2.5 skeins to do what I did. This one had the most. The first one I don't think had any of these bad spots. The second one might have had 1, and now this one I came up with a few. So I don't know what the story is with that. In this project, it didn't matter. I started working on the fingerless gloves, and they're not all that great. So I'm not making them for the grandma. I just couldn't. I didn't like the way they turned out so much. So I'll show you those in a minute. But then I decided, since I already made the gloves, and Amanda, my daughter, is going to want a cowl. She loves to wear cowls in the wintertime. So I decided I would just go ahead and make her the cowl, because I'm going to tell you what, you guys, if you want a quick Christmas gift, and I think, like for a coworker, for, someone that you want to give a gift to, but it's like, just, or an extra gift. There's my seam. I got the seam showing. Sorry about that. And it's worked in the round, so it's not really a seam. It's just where, the fault line or whatever you want to call it. I made this, even coming up with the pattern and figuring out how long it should be and all of that, in like 2 hours. I used a 10mm clover, and easy breezy. Quick gift. I'm thinking I'm going to do a tutorial. So with that in mind, I wanted to do a second one. And Amanda's going to want one. If she sees that, she's going to like it. So I did a second one, and I was not going to put fur on it, but Laura said, you should try putting fur on it. I said, I don't know if I would like that with, it might be too much. So anyway, I found that I had this Go for Faux Sparkle. The color is called Galaxy, and it's got some gold in, just a little flecks of gold. It doesn't run through it. It literally is flecks at the end. You don't feel it at all. It's not that much of it. Now this is a 6 weight, and you get 3 ounces or 85 grams, 56 yards. It's 100% polyester. And I thought, well, I don't know if 56 yards is going to be enough. But I'm going to tell you what. I did put this on both sides of the cowl, both sides of the gloves, And I still have this much. So 56 is a lot comparatively. I thought, oh, I don't know. How much is 56 yards? I know it's 56 yards. But that doesn't mean I have any clue how far it goes when you're working with it. Now, the one thing I am going to say about this, you cannot, or maybe you can, oh, there it is. I think. That might be the fault line right there. But in just looking at it, I had a hard time finding it. But it does show up it shows up way better in the camera than it does with your visual eye to see where the seam is. But let me show you what this looks like, because I think it turned out pretty cool. Now, if you just wanted to wear it like around your neck, and just be like a long scarfy kind of thing, and then put your jacket over it, I would wear it with the with the fur on the outside, I think. But maybe it would look good with the fur on the inside. You just flip it over, and now you've got the fur on the inside. And I folded this in half for this because it's bulky, there's a lot of bulk to it. But if you want to, or you could just, do it so that the fur is wherever. Some at the top, some at the bottom. But if you wanted to wear it just like a scarf and, take it off when get there, or, so it's just inside your coat. If you're it would be really warm on your chest, because this, it's a 5-weight yarn. Did I tell you about this yarn? This is a 5-weight. I wanted to make sure it was a 5-weight. It's 100% acrylic. 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 142 yards, 130 meters. This is machine wash dry flat. I don't know why. This one, well, it's yarn. I would dry it flat anyway, and I would probably wash it on gentle, but I would not hand wash it. Sorry. The Cleveland yarn, what does it say? Machine wash cold dry flat. The alpaca or whatever it is with the alpaca in it. I personally would hand wash that, but this I wouldn't. Well, maybe now with, I don't know what the fur says to do. It's 100% polyester, machine wash gentle, lay flat to dry. So yeah, it's washable. So then if you wanted to do the whole put it over your ears thing, you can do that. You just twist it, and then it looks really cute, with the fur. And if you want the fur to show, you just have to mess around with it so that you get more of the fur showing wherever you want it to show. And it's long enough and bulky enough that if you want to tuck it in and make it, whatever, but like your whole back of your head, so it works really nice like a little hat. And then when you get there, if you just want the cowl, again, you just stretch it out. This one I think works better as a cowl. I made this one a little bit longer, and so you could wear it, however you like to wear your big bulky cowls. Amanda will love this. I personally don't like to wear this kind of stuff because it chokes me. I don't like anything tight on my neck, as a general rule. But I think it's cute, and I think Amanda will love it. I hope that Grandma P loves it, because she's getting one. And and I forgot the gloves. So Amanda, I will give Amanda my version of fingerless gloves, which I don't think turned out all that great. So that's why Grandma's not getting them, a set of them. But I put the fur on it because I had the fur, and now they match. All matchy matchy. And it does, because like this is an ombre yarn. It goes from white to gray to dark gray, and then back to the white again. So like this has the dark gray, this does not. Don't necessarily look like they match, but then when you put the yarn or the fur on there, really put it all together, right? So anyway, this is what I made, and I thought I would share it with you. And I think I might do a tutorial for this. Nancy gave me she gifted me, Nancy from She's Got Yarn, my good friend, she gifted me a better setup for making a tutorial. I haven't gotten it out and played with it yet because honestly I haven't had time. So I'm hoping that I have time and can do that and make a quick, the tutorial will be quick because making the whole thing doesn't take long. And I can tell you how much yarn to use. So I'm thinking I might do it in a 4-weight yarn, a tutorial for it, because I would like to make one in a 4-weight just to see how it works out, and if you get better stitch definition on my, oh gosh, I'm sorry guys, it's warm, on the stitch pattern, because there, which you cannot tell again, but there is X's in here, and like here, this is where, or you can't see it on this side, but if you see this side, see, that's where the yarn is got an issue, but here's the X's. And like I said, in this, it just added a little, there's a couple of spots, and some like, I don't even know which side they're on, but it just added a little more texture to the whole thing, and so I was okay with it, and I think it turned out really pretty. I like them both, and if Amanda doesn't like it, that's fine. I will definitely keep it, because I think it's nice, and I like the yarn. It's so squishy. It's like Charmin. I'm gonna go, if you didn't watch Nina's Next Knot, Lynette was squishing some of her yarn today. She brought that up. I remember Mr. Whipple, you know, just so you know, Lynette, I do remember Mr. Whipple, and this is very squishy, just like Charmin. If you guys can get a hold of some of this, it's nice if you can deal with the bad spots in your yarn. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do the buttons and the likes and the shares and all of that things. I greatly appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.